Good evening. Call a meeting to order for April 16th, 2024. Welcome to all, and I would like to call on Councilman Sickinger to lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation, if it's okay.
Father, we come before you today, praying that, of course, keep our safe, allow this council to vote in the best interest of the community. And we're all able to. Amen.
Thank you, Councilman. All right. Approval of the agenda. Next item up. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Reading of the minutes for council meeting of March 19th, 2024. Do I have a motion? For approval?
I move we approve the minutes of the March 19th meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Hearing first and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Also would like to have the approval of the minutes from the April 2nd workshop in 2024. Do I hear a motion?
I move that we approve the minutes of the April 2nd workshop.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Having been appropriately first and seconded, is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Report of standing. Administrative briefing. Courtney, you have anything?
The only thing I wanted to add is the first responder memorial has started. They did break ground over the weekend, and they've laid out the area. So if you want to ride by there and see where the actual layout is going to be next to the police station. And then also we've pushed out some information about our comp plan and some public meetings that will take place in May. One of them being here May 1st at this building, and then May 2nd around the community at Level and Coffee and at Harbison Theater. There's also a survey published online. When we last checked today, we've already had 94 responses, but we want to get 10 times that. So keep sharing that and pushing that information out, and let's get those surveys filled out. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Sickinger, new in town businesses?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we have some Genuine with a J Aesthetics, Maggie L. Phillips, DMD, Sam's Sit and Stay, Well Soul Spa and Salon, the Beauty League Hair Design, and Tide Law Firm. Welcome to town.
Thank you. Next item up, consideration of communications. Anything on your end?
Before we all get up from our seats, Courtney, would you mind, I know we had a public hearing in regards to the Tyler Sanitation and some of the things that were happening there. Would you mind giving us a brief rundown of what occurred, and did you speak to anybody?
Sure. Yes, the town did publish a town hall meeting here at this location. We did not have that many attend, but we did give a presentation on our sanitation program and the need to raise rates to that program. We also answered any questions that the public had, which there were quite a few questions that we answered.
Thank you, Courtney. Okay, well, we're going to move on to recognition of our business of the month. If we would all step down to the front. Okay, we do this every month, and it's always exciting. And this month, we want to recognize Peggy and Michelle with Abundant Grays LLC. Come on down. I've just officially met these folks earlier, and I know Peggy because it's my wife's name, so I won't ever forget Peggy. But I want to congratulate you on being the Business of the Month.
Thank you.
I will say that this is the plaque that says presented to Abundant Grays LLC in recognition of being the Small Business of the Month for the town of Irmo, April 2024. I congratulate you, and I know you do catering, I know you do charcuterie boards, I know you do a whole lot of food stuff, but if you would like to tell us a little bit about the business, that would be great.
All right, thank you so much. We're so honored to have been awarded this in this town. We've been in business for 4 years. We've been in Irmo for 2. We have a storefront over on North Royal Tower, and we do charcuterie boards, we do catering, we do workshops, and we're a mom-daughter team. So thank you very much.
Congratulations. Got it. Thank you, ladies. Okay. Good questions. All right, this is proclamation, and I do want to welcome this month our friends from Irmo High School Student Council. Come on down, please. Okay, this is a proclamation, National Student Leadership Week proclamation. Whereas schools sponsor student leadership activities in order to provide students with vital experience in exercising a voice in matters of common concern, reconciling diverse interests, and selecting leaders. And whereas student leaders are a positive influence on their peers, modeling good character and scholarship in and out of the classroom, and serve as a change agents to improve the overall climate and academic performance levels of their schools. And whereas student leaders do not automatically develop sound leadership skills and require trained, dedicated faculty advisors to help them develop the essential traits and characteristics of a leader and to provide the positive experiences necessary to expand their skills and foster their paths to becoming effective leaders. Whereas National Student Leadership Week serves as an ideal time to bring attention to the important and integral contributions that student leaders and all student activities make in our nation's schools. Now therefore, I, William O. Danielson, Mayor of the town of Irmo, do hereby proclaim the 3rd full week of April as Irmo Student Leadership Week in recognition of National Student Leadership Week, and urge citizens to seek opportunities to recognize student leaders in our schools and support their training and activities as they prepare themselves for their future stations as leaders of our city, state, and nation. In witness hereof, I am unto set my hand the 16th day of April, 2024. Congratulations. As you can tell, that was a mouthful.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So, you gotta love reading these things. Please, tell us what's going on. Tell us what's happening.
National Student Leadership Week is celebrated to encourage student leaders to speak up and make changes in their community and realize that they don't have to have a significant title in their community and, you know, a powerful role in their school or classroom to do something, to, you know, to make the changes that they want to see, not only in their school, but in the world as, you know, the future of the world.
Got it? Eric, anything from you, sir?
I'm
Advisor.
Oh,
Student
yeah.
Advisor right here.
I'm just so proud of these kids. They've recently won the National Council Gold of Excellence, which great honor for all of them. This has been a great year for me being their advisor, and I could not have won Teacher of the Year without my kids. So, like, I'm very proud of them. So, great.
Thank you. No, you read it. Okay. This is another proclamation. Mary Kennerly, will you come on down, please? This is a proclamation that we're doing annually, and this is recognizing the Irmo International Festival. Whereas the town of Irmo embraces and celebrates cultural diversity as an essential element of our community identity. And whereas the Irmo International Festival is a testament to our commitment to fostering unity, understanding, and appreciation for the rich tapestry and traditions that weave through the fabric of our community. And whereas is April 28th, 2024, Irmo International Festival will unfold at the Irmo Community Park, creating a vibrant space for residents and visitors to come together, share experiences, and revel in the beauty of diverse cultures. And whereas this festival will showcase the talents of local artists, performers, and businesses, contributing to its economic and cultural growth of our beloved town. Now therefore, be it proclaimed by the mayor of the town of Irmo on this 16th day of April 2024 that the Irmo International Festival is officially recognized and celebrated as a symbol of unity, diversity, and community pride. Be it further proclaimed that the town of Irmo encourages all residents to partake in the festivities, fostering connections, understanding, and a sense of belonging among the diverse cultures represented. But it further proclaimed that this proclamation be shared with all residents, businesses, and organizations to encourage active participation and support for the Irmo International Festival. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of the town of Irmo to be affixed on the date and year first above written. Congratulations.
Wow, thank
you
you.
very much. Want to tell us a little bit about the festival,
Sure.
how the plans are going?
And there will be lots of great food, which is.
Well, that's good,
Yeah.
as I button my jacket.
Yeah. Yeah, this will be our 5th year, thanks to the town of Irmo, and we have a fabulous committee of people from great differences in their background who are contributing to the planning, and they've just done a great job. I think it's gonna be the best festival that we've had. Got lots of activities for children, a full afternoon of stage entertainment, 7 different countries are represented in singing and dancing, and as I said, a lot of great food, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun for everybody of all ages. So thank you for this.
You're
This is
welcome.
great.
Everybody needs to come out on April 28th. That's noon to 5, right?
Yeah,
Noon to 5 on
noon to
the
5 in the
Thank you,
community
Mary.
park.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, we're good. That's it? Okay, well, I guess that's not good. I guess we'll stop.
I'll just do my reverse straight on. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Next item up, Mr. Okerstrut.
I practiced this. It's only 23 and a half minutes. It's good.
Good, now you can try using.
Okerstrut Commissioner, if you want to come up too. Jada, you're part of it? Y'all go ahead and come up front here. Yes.
This is,
This is Mr. Grant Dupree.
good to see you. Mom, good to see you, Dad. Good to talk to you, sir.
So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my distinct pleasure to stand before you today as the chair of the 2024 Okerstrut Commission. Tonight, we continue a proud tradition of giving back to our community by presenting one of our annual scholarships. This scholarship, made possible through our partnership with the Lake Murray Irmo Women's Club, is more than just financial support. It is an affirmation of our belief in the extraordinary potential of our youth. This evening, we are honored to award a $2,000 scholarship to an exemplary student, Mr. Grant Dupree. Mr. Dupree is a senior at Dutch Fork High School, where he has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement, and a deep commitment to community service. He will be graduating this May and plans to attend Limestone University in the fall. Mr. Dupree, as you continue on to the next chapter in your educational journey, remember that your community believes in you and we support you. We're going to be watching and cheering on as you continue your success from year to year, and we look forward to the wonderful contributions that you will undoubtedly make to our society. Everyone, please join me in applauding Mr. Dupree's achievements and for earning this well-deserved scholarship.
That's what the overstressed people are, they have shorts.
Here, I'll slide in right here for you.
Great job. Congratulations. Another Dutch Fork alumni. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, now we can go back up. Thank you, Mr. Ward. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. That's always fun. Always fun. Next up is our school showcase, having nobody this month. Barb? Okay, Barb, we'll go with that. We'll go to Community Connections. Barb?
Okay. Good evening. The first item I'd like to tell you about is the performance of The Little Mermaid at Irmo High School, International School for the Arts. There'll be 3 shows, one on April 18th at 6:30, on April 19th at 6:30, and on April 20th at 3 p.m. You can purchase tickets online, or you can purchase them at the door. Harbison is holding a Shred Day on Saturday, April 20th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Harbison Community Center. The Irmo Battle of the Bands is going to be held on Saturday, April 27th at Craft and Draft Irmo from 6 to 9 p.m. This is the first round for the Irmo Battle of the Bands. Come out and enjoy a night of local talent. You can be a part of deciding who wins a chance for the $1,500 and gets to be the opening act for Absolute Queen at the Ochre Strut. This will be the first round, or the audition round, and then there will be another event in June. Red, White, and Blues will be taking place on Friday, May 17th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Irmo Town Park. That's the park right across the street. This is being sponsored by the Greater Irmo Chamber of Commerce and the town of Irmo. There'll be live music, samplings of different libations, and there'll be sponsors there as well, some samples, tastings, and live, as I said, live music. The Harbison Summer Swim Team has opened its registration. Swim team will be practicing or competing during May and June. The dates are shown on this flyer. If you're interested in having your child participate in the Harbison Swim Team, this is a great time to sign up for this activity. The Artista Vista will be taking place in Columbia, in downtown Columbia. This is the 32nd annual event, April 19th to the 21st. This art-centric event truly has something to offer for everyone. It's being hosted by the Congaree Vista Guild, and there are activities, many of which are free, from Friday through Sunday. There's an art gallery crawl, an art day, a live art mart, light and lantern parade, and live on Lincoln on Sunday. We also wanted to tell you about the crawfish boil. Louisiana Purchase is holding its annual crawfish boil Saturday, April 20th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tickets are available at louisianapurchase.com. And that concludes my community connections.
Thank you. That was very thorough. Wait, I don't have the sign-up sheet. We have a sign-up sheet? Thank you, sir. Okay, this is the part where we have a presentation of citizens for just agenda items 9 and 10. That's unfinished business and new business. Since there is no unfinished business, I would assume it's going to be new business if someone wants to address us. I want to remind folks they have 3 minutes, and then we will ask you to take a seat. Please keep it to 3 minutes. The lights are on the speaker on the podium there. Also, let's keep it civil and harmonious. And this is not a question and answer. It's for you to present to us. So please don't ask us any questions because we're not allowed to answer them. So that being said, I think that pretty much lays out the groundwork. I will repeat this every time we do this. That being said, first one up is Michelle Carpenter. It's not on the agenda? Wait a minute. You're right, it's not. Sorry, wrong list. There's nobody on the agenda. Does anyone have anything to speak that's not signed up for agenda items? David, you're signed up for after agenda. This is agenda items only right now. You are on the sign-up sheet for anything. So you get your... Okay.
I'm sorry. You may speak without signing up.
You can speak.
So if you have something to say about about an item on the agenda, certainly we're not stopping you.
Yeah.
Just because you signed the wrong sheet.
Mike, go ahead. Mike, go ahead. He can follow. Come on, guys.
No, you first. Good evening. I'm Mike Ward. I am not the commissioner of the Ochre Strut right now. I am a citizen and a business owner in the town. And I wanted to speak on your new business item E, appointment of 1 council member and 3 committee members. I see a list of 8 names on here. I recognize a couple, but I wanted to specifically speak to my support for Jada Powell. If you're not familiar, she helps out with the Ochre Strut. She's helped out with the Ochre Strut for a number of years. In my opinion, not only is she a dedicated volunteer, but she's a proven volunteer. When you talk to her and work with her, her wonderful organization skills shine. Somebody like that would do well on an events committee. She's also a pleasure to know, and if I had anybody that I wanted to model as being a great human being, I would point you in Jada's direction. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Ward. Mr. Stewart?
I'm David Stewart, 101 Glossop. I was at the workshop, and you may have answered a question that I'm going to ask you now, but I wasn't able to stay for the entire workshop. On item regarding the sanitation under under new business, it's my understanding from years of getting tax bills that the Irmo component of that tax bill is the largest part. It's the largest single component of my tax bill. It's larger than the school district. It's larger than anything from Lexington County, the Recreation Commission, or the library, or anything else. And you're supposing to increase that in 2025, like 15%. And according to how I read this proposal, your intention is to make this an automatic increase every year thereafter. I would submit that you could do the citizens of the town a big favor if you would make sure that when you pass this ordinance, you have an amendment to it, that the CPI that you're going to use to help figure out what the penalty or what the fee should be would be a ceiling, and that you wouldn't exceed that number. And also, I don't think you need to put yourself in a position where you don't have a choice to find some other alternative to paying for that fee. Suppose the fee is less than what the CPI is. You don't have to pay the entire CPI. And if the fee is less than what the sanitation people need to pay for their fee, then you don't have to increase it that much. I'm just saying I would urge the council to find some other way, because where does it stop if you're going to keep doing this every year without a review? I would urge you to consider making your decision to make this an annual review instead of an automatic one. At least that's the way I read this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Anyone else? Hearing none, seeing none, we will move on to unfinished business. Having none, we will move on to new business. Following right up at Mr. Stewart's comments. First reading of ordinance 24.06 to adjust the yearly sanitation fee. This will adjust the yearly fees for sanitation collection, stormwater management fee, and uniform service fee from $300 to $346.50 per year, with an increase each additional year equal to the CPI, Consumer Price Index, increased by the sanitation vendor. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Having been appropriately motioned, I'll open for discussion. Councilman Sickinger.
Yes. Thank you. That's great. So these funds are collected in order for us to be the pass-through, to be able to pay various bills that we are charged for trash services. We have been collecting less than what we owe, and the year-to-year increases are tied to CPI. So by tying our annual increases to CPI, it allows us to make sure that we're not running in a deficit for our sanitation. And one of the things that I think is really important, because I know it's going to come up, because it came up 3 years ago when we did this before, this is less than what Lexington and Richland, in the county, but not in a city, pay for sanitation services. And I would argue that Tyler, despite my expectations otherwise, it's clear to me from the public that overwhelmingly they're happy with the service that Tyler's providing. And they've been really responsive to me challenging them to do better, despite the fact that they didn't have that far to go. So I'm in favor, because the other option is to continue to run a deficit, and I don't think that that's a good way to operate from a long-term perspective.
Councilwoman Waldman?
Just to add a little bit to what Councilman Sickinger said, this is an enterprise fund, which means it's an independent fund from the town's general fund. So the way it is paid for is by the fees that are taken in. And as he said, we're going to be running into a deficit if we do not increase the fees to cover the services that we're providing. And as Mr. Sickinger said, our fee in town is less than what a resident of unincorporated Lexington or unincorporated Richland are currently paying for waste management services. And I, too, have heard nothing but good responses from people in terms of the service from Tyler's.
Phyllis?
Well, excuse me, sorry. I'm in agreement as well with discussions of the fact that we were running in a deficit And hope everyone understands that we have to look long-term at managing the town's funds in terms of if we have a rainy day. We have other items that might, for risk management, we have to keep our funds at a certain level. And so we can't keep dipping in the pot, so to speak, because we're covering a deficit. So I think that's a fair increase, like has been cited before. We were carrying sort of a negative balance in our account with respect to the sanitation fee, and so we're making an adjustment that maybe some would say we should have made earlier. So I'm in agreement.
Councilman?
I'd like to speak to the error rate. There are from time to time complaints about Tyler's performance. If I recall correctly, the weatherman and the financial advisor can be right about 50% of the time. Baseball players maybe 30% of the time. So if you look at the thousands and thousands of cans that are delivered every day, it's very quick for people to go and communicate their dissatisfaction on social media, but Tyler does an exceptional job. They have a very low error rate, and when they do have errors, they're very quick to get them resolved. So I'm supportive.
Thank you, Councilman. Yeah, my last comment is simple, straightforward. Pretty much everyone has said, talked about this dirty business, so to speak. It's unfortunate. We don't want to raise the fee, but we don't really have much choice. We are extremely competitive. This is a 4-year contract remaining, so an annual review really doesn't serve us a purpose. We could always try to break an agreement, which I would never recommend. Tyler's done a good job, and if we went out to bid, given the competitive situation right now, we're going to probably have to pay more than what we're already bumping the rates up to. So, because we know who the other vendors are, we know who the other vendors would be to come in and negotiate and answer the request for proposal. And I think we end up in worse shape. So that's where we are on this thing. Tyler continues to do a great job. There are always exceptions to the rule. But I would urge the citizens, when there is an issue with Tyler's, please call Town Hall. Getting on Facebook and attacking Tyler or attacking Mr. Facebook over here to my left or any other council member who's Facebook, that's just delaying the solution. If you call the town calls directly to Tyler, we can get directly to the owner and we can immediately solve your problem, hopefully. Unless you're a neighbor that has 300 pounds of bushes and trees cut down in your neighborhood that they're not going to pick up, right? I mean, so there is sometimes confusion with that, but there really shouldn't be. So please, I urge you to call the town or Tyler directly in the event you have an exception to that pickup. With that, everything being said, I will. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I noticed that in here, in our ordinance, and it's just for clarity's sake, that we have weekly yard debris listed there. And I just wanted to clarify, have they agreed to do that contractually, or is that still a favor? For the weekly yard trash, leaves and what have you?
That's contractual.
Contractual? Okay.
Okay, with that, Renee, would you call the roll, please?
Yes.
Ms. Coleman?
Yes.
Dr. Waldman?
Yes.
Mr. Sickinger?
Yes.
And Mayor Danielson?
You almost did it.
I did not.
Yes. Oh, yes, you did. Next up, item B, first reading of ordinance 24-07 to amend Appendix A, zoning and land development, Article 12, Section 12-3, Board of Zoning Appeals coming from the Planning Commission. This will change the member's appointment date to commence on April 1st. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, having been appropriately motioned, I call on discussion. Councilman?
Yeah, it does what it says, aligns the appointment dates, and I'm in favor.
Ditto.
Any other comments?
None.
I have nothing.
Yeah, this is basically just cleaning up dates and keeping everything consistent. So with that, Renee, I'll call for a roll call.
Mr. Penfield,
Yes.
Ms. Coleman,
Yes.
Dr. Waldman,
Yes.
Mr. Sickinger,
Yes.
and Mayor Danielson.
Yes. Okay, next up, approval of Resolution 24-06, adopting the Town of Irmo Strategic Plan, which is brought to us by the staff. This plan outlines key priorities, goals, and objectives for the coming years. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Having been appropriately motioned, I open it for discussion. Councilman?
I just want to say, first off, huge thank you to the staff for working on this. Has it been almost a year or 8 months, something like that? Yeah, this is a reflection of a significant amount of work from staff, and I know that this is something, Mayor, that you were pushing very strongly for as well, and helped get to this point. This is, what it says, it's our blueprint, and I'm really proud of the work that has gone into this, and I'm in favor.
Councilwoman?
I agree with what Eric has said. I know what it takes to put these kind of plans together, and I'm glad that we're, documenting our vision and what we want to do in the future. And we've built in, of course, feedback loops for the public as well, so we're on our way.
Barb?
I support this as well. I just wanted to point out the strategic plan timeline, which started, well, it looks like it starts spring of 2024, but it runs through winter of 2025. So this is a long-term process. And again, as Mr. Sickinger said, there's been a lot of work put into it, and there's going to be a lot more work put into it in the future.
Thank you.
I concur.
Yeah, folks, this is a lot. I don't want to be repetitive, but this is a huge lift, a huge effort. And to my knowledge, the town has never had a strategic plan. If they have, it's been long before I've thought of running for council. This is the roadmap, right? And this is for future councils when none of us are here. Maybe some of us are still here, but others won't. But this is a long-term roadmap to where this town, how it goes and how we operate and what direction we're going in. So with that.
Do you have, yes, thank you. Is there one more with the mission, vision, goals? Haha, if you can leave that up, thank you.
With that.
Mr. Mayor, if I just might add, we do plan on putting this on our website, and we'll do a little PR on it as well. But we should have it up live before the end of the week for everyone to see.
Right. And again, not to oversimplify things, but we had this discussion earlier today. It will be up on the website. It will be up. This is not a hidden document. This is a document we urge everyone to read. I'm assuming we'll put it out social media-wise. Whatever it takes to get it in the hands of the folks who live in Irmo and the surrounding area. So again, lots of work involved here. May not seem like a big deal, but it is a big deal. And so with that, I will call for the roll. Renee?
Mr. Penfield,
Yes.
Ms. Coleman,
Yes?
Dr. Waldman,
Yes.
Mr. Sickinger,
Yes.
and Mayor Danielson.
Yes. Okay, next up, item D, approval of bids and contract for AOS Specialty Contractors Incorporated to complete Phase 3 of the Rawls Creek Park project in the amount of $784,495 out of the Hospitality Reserve Fund. This will finish the park to include walking trails, fencing, gates, irrigation, landscaping, and parking refinishing. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Having been properly first and seconded, I open for discussion. Councilman Sickinger?
Yeah, I balked a little bit when I heard the number, and then I heard how much the other quotes were, and I was at least a little relieved, and I appreciate some of the negotiation that got us to even a lower number than that, Mr. Mayor, so thank you for doing that. This is really the culmination of the project and kind of puts the cherry on top and makes it usable for everyone, not just the specific folks that may want to use it. And I'm excited to see this thing finally be real, because it's been almost 4 years of work. So appreciate again all the staff, and based on the feedback that I provided, I'm in favor.
Councilman Pinfield?
I have nothing to add.
Councilwoman?
I agree again. It's great that we're increasing the recreation outlets for citizens in the town, and you're right, we gave it the best comparison of pricing to get the job done, and I'm in agreement.
Thank you. Barb?
I agree. I have nothing more to add to this.
Okay. Again, following up the rear, just want to make a comment or two. These numbers in today, they're numbers. 5 years ago, these numbers would be half this number. This is what we're facing today. The bid, AOS Specialty Contractors, is extremely competent, has experience doing this, and there are so many communities investing. There are so many municipalities investing in their communities with parks and recreation that these contractors are now specializing in these type of multifaceted projects, right? So we ended up going to AOS and negotiated out some additional parking to get that number down to the 784 number. We still have ample parking, and we'll still have a beautiful grassed area where we can have overflow parking. I want to thank Larry of Hybrid for the hard work he's done and presenting this to us. I want to thank the staff for working on this, and this should complete the Rawls Creek project, which 4 years ago I knew would cost us $2 million, and we're going to be darn close to it when it's all said and done. Yeah, you know, I wish Courtney would listen to me some other times, but that's okay. I understand. The only other thing that we may do, just to jump ahead and be completely transparent, is to put another playground in there. But that when that happens, that will be funded through some grants and/or the legislature will get us that money. So that would be the final piece. But this park will be beautiful when this work is done. We got about 90 days to give them to complete, I believe, in the contract. So it should be very nice by the time the end of the summer is rolling around. We also have a skate park that is literally flying to the finish line, is going great guns. At this point, very happy with Fifth Pocket. So again, great place for the citizens to go and to spend time. So with that, I will call the roll. Renee?
Mr. Penfield?
Yes.
Ms. Coleman?
Yes.
Dr. Waldman?
Yes.
Mr. Sickinger?
Yes.
And Mayor Danielson.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Okay, next up, appointments of one council member and 3 committee members to the newly established Events Committee. Applicants have been received from Chelsea Christensen, George Frazier, Jada Powell, Jennifer Rayburn, Leah Cutler, hope I got that right, Marie Ryan, and Melissa Clements. I will entertain a motion.
I have a motion. I'd like to nominate Marie Ryan, George Frazier, Jada Powell, and Gabriel Penfield.
There's a motion on the table for the 3 people mentioned and for Councilman Penfield to sit in the council chair along with the mayor. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Having appropriately been first and seconded, any discussion? I invite discussion, please.
Yeah, I want to say 2 things really quick, and I'll try to make it brief. One, what a bounty of candidates we had for this. Typically, we have 1 or 2 applications for openings, and it is really exciting. It is clear that there are a number of people in town who are passionate about the events that happen, and I'm looking forward to, and I'm incredibly excited to see what this committee does as far as events go. I am in the future meetings, I'm going to encourage that we grow that committee from 3 to 5. I'll just say that now because there are people on here that I wish there were 5 so I could just say the other 2 or 3 names to add to this. And there are very high expectations for this events committee, so I hope you're ready to, if you are passed, I hope you're ready to roll up your sleeves.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what I wanted to add is I'm glad to see that we're maintaining some continuity from the old events committee structure, but also infusing some new folks and ideas and perspectives as well. So I think that's a good transition committee to have.
Thank you, Phyllis. Barb?
I would like to add to that and just encourage anyone who is interested, who has applied for this committee or who is interested and hadn't applied yet, to be a part of the committee. Even though you're not a voting member, the committee will need lots of people to get lots of events taken care of.
You're killing me. Gabriel.
I concur.
Okay, since Barb said what I was going to say, it is important to know that we do want other folks on this committee, and we will appoint them, and they can join. But these are the voting members. So again, to recap, the motion has been first and seconded. It's for Marie Ryan, Jada Powell, and George Frazier, as well as the council member sitting would be Gabriel Penfield. I call for a vote, Renee?
Mr. Penfield?
Yes.
Ms. Coleman?
Yes.
Dr. Waldman?
Yes.
Mr. Sickinger?
Yes.
And Mayor Danielson?
Yes. Congratulations, folks. We're going to expect a lot out of you, and I'll be sitting right there the whole time. So, again, thank you very much, and we do want more people involved. With that, we're going to move to item F, ratify the appointment of Clint Scoville to the Richland County Transportation Penny Advisory Committee. Motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Having heard a first and second, open for discussion.
Mr. Scoville has been a former member of the Irmo Planning Commission, and his expertise and relationship with SCDOT, I think, makes him a very good candidate for this position.
Thank you, Barb.
What she said.
Gabriel?
I concur.
With that, I will...
Mr. Mayor, if I might just add some clarity for the reason for ratification. Mr. Frank Anderson had served on that committee since 2013. I was not aware that he was not up for reappointment. He's chosen not to apply again. And so there was kind of a mad dash at the last minute to find an appointment. that you guys would recommend, as opposed to having Richland County Council make that appointment on our behalf. So we went ahead and notified him of Clint's Coville due to, like Dr. Waldman said, his previous commitments to the town and the Planning Commission and his ties with SEDOT and consulting with y'all independently. We went ahead and notified them. So this is just ratifying that action.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
And again, that's important. Thank you for reminding us of that. My recollection tells me we had 3 or 4 days' notice from Richland County to fill this position. It was just crazy. So we are ratifying it. So with the ratification, we still need a roll call. So I will ask Renee to call the roll.
Mr. Penfield,
Yes.
Ms. Coleman,
Yes.
Dr. Waldman,
Yes.
Mr. Sickinger,
Yes.
and Mayor Danielson.
Yes. Now we come to the part of the open discussion, open presentation, not a discussion, for citizens to come up to the podium and tell us what's on your mind. You got 3 minutes. We're not going to answer questions, and when the light goes red, we're going to ask you to kindly sit down, and this is all about respecting people's time. So, with that being said, Michelle Carpenter.
All right, so now I'm really nervous.
I'm sorry, your time has expired.
Well, I do. Anyway, so yesterday, Palmetto Lifeline put out a call for us to send all of our Richland County representatives an email, call them, because the second reading of a amendment, I guess, or not amendment, but a ordinance is being read tonight. And I've talked to a couple people about this already, but they are going to be getting rid of the cat diversion program. And if some of you aren't familiar with that, that is where they have like a certificate where you can go pick up a certificate. You can take your cat to get spayed or neutered at one of the local vets for cheaper. It also means that the feral cats, some that we have here and some that are behind Kroger, you trap them, you take them there, they fix them, and you bring them back to where they are. So we're holding down the of them multiplying. And so the first reading, all it said was on their agenda was ordinance amending Richland County Code of Ordinance, Chapter 5, animals and fowl. That's all it said. So if you didn't go read that Chapter 5, you wouldn't know what was on it. So then you go into their, not their agenda, but their minutes from the April 8th meeting, and it states that the committee recommended approval of the proposed ordinance, and they talk about all kinds of stuff in here, but they don't bring out, they totally do not talk about the cat diversion program. In Chapter 5, I'm just going to show you, Chapter 5 is that thick, right? So that's Chapter 5. So, and they've redded everything, and so you get to page 41, and they've totally just crossed everything out off of the cat diversion program. They're totally getting rid of it. And what this committee that they're saying suggested, they're going with what the committee suggested, report of Administration and Finance Committee. Uh-oh. What do they have to do with animal rights and that? What do they have to do with that? And I know y'all can't do anything about it, but I want you to be aware of it, because when this happens, all the cats that you see all over the place, they're going to multiply. And one cat can have up to 10 million kittens, and then those kittens are going to reproduce, and those kittens are going to reproduce. And it's going to become bananas. And I know there's not much y'all can do about it, but they're having the second reading tonight. And I understand that we should be able to, I don't think we were allowed to speak tonight, because it's on their agenda, so they wouldn't let us, that's what it said in the thing anyway. So maybe if we're able to speak at the third reading, if it gets approved, maybe somebody can come down and represent us. Obviously, we're going to be there too, but it's a helpful thing, and there's going to be cats that get hurt and killed if this doesn't get fixed.
Thank you, Ms. Carpenter. I appreciate that. Anyone else? Dave Stewart, you were up to speak again. Are you good?
I should have said that I have no problems with Tyler. They have done an excellent job. And I understand that to let out a bid for another contract would not be feasible under the circumstances. And I appreciate the council's attention. I wish you could have had more opportunity to give this a little bit more thought. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Anyone else want to address the council? Hearing none, seeing none, I will move on to the discussion item. And I will take a little privilege here in addressing what I was going to address very briefly, which is not a direct response to Ms. Carpenter, but it is on my mind. I spent an enormous amount of time today making phone calls and talking to the people involved, and my gut is other people sitting up here did the same thing. Now, I want to make it perfectly clear, Bill Danielson is not a cat fan, okay? Bill has dogs, always had a dog. My daughter has cats, 2 cats, and they know I don't like them, so they attack me on a regular basis. It's just the way it is. But my God, what is Richland County thinking to, I talked to Denise Wilkinson at Palmetto, because this caught me by surprise. This has caught a lot of people by surprise. I have also spoken today with our councilman in Richland County, Jason Branham, who was, I think, more confused about the issue than after he had meetings, and I think I understand where he's coming from, because I've had many conversations today, and I'm still, he used the term, what are the goals and objectives, right, that we can put in that ordinance. So they're working on it. He basically told me he was pushing to defer that tonight. I then spoke with Don Weaver, Councilman District 6, and these are people I have relationships with. Don told me they do not want to eliminate the ordinance. They need to wordsmith the ordinance, but the ordinance will be in play. And he, too, was pushing to defer this, to get furtherance in the understanding of what the words say and what the real actions are to be. Now, we're in an area that we have no real authority to do, other than to speak to our council members and the stakeholders what is actually going on. So with that being said, hopefully they will defer that tonight, or have already deferred that tonight. And they can come to an understanding within the community at Richland County. Now, I will say that I did find out that this hasn't really been active since 2017. There is no financial expenditure by Richland County, is what I'm being told. So every question I'd ask opens another can of worms, literally. It opens another bag of kitty litter, okay? But again, this is an important program. We are on it. We are working on it. We are not taking it lightly. I do love cats. I just don't want one in my house. But this is important. So that's really all I wanted to say. I'm a little frustrated, but I think it's going to be deferred, and further discussions will be had. Because we do have a cat problem in Irmo. Comes up all the time, right? Feral cats, they come up all the time. You might have some around your neighborhood.
Meow.
Meow. So, anyway, with that, any other discussion items? Thank you for hearing me out. Next item, executive session. Council may act on items discussed in the executive session. After returning from the executive session, we have no need to go into executive session today. So we're going to skip that, and I will call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, folks.